Over the past few years, Utsunomiya has hosted plenty of amazing dunk contests. Jordan Kilgannon thrilled fans with his signature dunks, Miller crushed rims with his powerful slams, and my own dunk from the 2019 contest is still making the rounds on basketball social media. Now let's see who had the honor of opening the FIBA 3x3 2025 season. Chen Dianjin, China, 39 years old, 5'9", known as the Chinese Dunk King. He made his FIBA 3x3 debut back in 2019, back when he was a one-foot jumper. He returned in 2023, but not at full strength. However, he dominated the 2024 season, earning his rightful spot in this year's lineup. Jonathan Edwards, USA, 23 years old, 6'4", a former Harlem Wizards player. He and I actually played on the same team. Jonathan decided to leave the squad in search of new opportunities, like dunk contests and the Next Chapter YouTube series. He made his FIBA debut last fall, but didn't make it to the final, so he's coming into this contest with a lot of motivation. And Chris Staples, USA, 38 years old, 6'3". Chris hasn't had any big wins in recent years, but he stayed in shape and can still perform at a high level. Japan is the perfect place for him to finally grab another prize check, something he hasn't held since 2022. The rules are simple. Each participant performs 3 dunks in the first round. The top 2 advance to the final, where they will do 2 more dunks each. They get 3 attempts and 75 seconds per dunk. The only exception is the final dunk, where the clock starts only after the first miss. The jury consists of 3 people, each scoring on a scale of 1 to 10. Chris, a basketball influencer, FIBA 3x3 supervisor Matic Vidic, and Yuki Nakamichi, a 3x3 player. Personally, I would have loved to see a well-known Japanese TikToker as a judge, the one who makes viral ASMR content and also played in this tournament. Chen kicks off the contest by setting up a great Chinese wall under the rim. 5 people standing in a line. The timer starts only after the athlete walks to the corner of the court, which is an important detail because by the rules the countdown begins as soon as the participant is announced.
Dunk is nasty. That would qualify.
One-hander over 5 people. Chen knows his competitors, so he's aiming for clean, difficult dunks on the first try. Unfortunately, jumping over 5 people doesn't hit like it used to. We all know how much of a boost the first assistant gives. 2 9s and a 7. Very interesting. Could it be that Chris is so well versed in dunk culture that he deliberately takes points off for using push-off? A solid 25 points to start. Jonathan Edwards' first dunk.
Hailing from the US. Oh, yes, sir.
Off the bounce between the legs, nailed it clean, almost identical to his debut dunk last season. I didn't like his decision to go with an Eastbay back then and I'm still not a fan now. Edwards is too talented to open with something so relatively basic for him. 2 8s and a 9. Also 25, same as Chen. Chris Staples' turn.
Competing against him. Chris Staples on his first.
He goes for his signature cry stare. The strategy is clear. Secure the lead early, make the final and battle for the prize money there. Second straight miss. Even though the hang time isn't what it was in the original Crystair video, Chris still gets top scores for it nearly every year. 1 try left. He changes his approach and switches the dunk.
Go the safe route, but he cannot afford a miss. So he will windmill it with some power.
Windmill off the dribble. Decent, but Chris hit this in warm-ups too. Still, he remains the most photogenic dunker in history. Just a little shout out to my American friend. 2 7s and an 8. That 8 feels unnecessary. 7s are fair. 2 misses and a downgrade to a basic dunk. 22 points for his first attempt. Chen sets up another group under the hoop, this time 3 people. If you know the Chinese athlete well, you can already guess that most of his dunks will be over people and from the same angle.
Some people are fans of that, some people aren't. Between the legs this time.
Double up over 3, much better than his first dunk, now with the between the legs move. 29 points, 2 10s and a 9. Personally, I would save a 10 for later. This definitely wasn't his best dunk. Chen has 54 points after 2 dunks. Jonathan Edwards' second dunk.
Ju's not the best judge on the judges, right? He developed a reputation. Hey, sir!
Fake Eastbay off the lob. Beautiful. This was unexpected from Jonathan in this contest. Full extension, clean under the leg grab and a strong finish. Notice how much technical dunks take away from vertical leap. Edwards can easily touch the rim with his head, but with complex moves there is a trade-off between height and technique. A rare contest dunk. I would happily give it a strong 9. The Slovenian judge wasn't as impressed and gave only an 8. Total of 26 and 51 overall. Chris asked a fellow American to throw the lob off the side of the backboard.
side of the glass. Oh, 360!
360 two-hand dunk of the side of the glass. Objectively, the most visually stunning dunk so far. Clean spin, strong finish, and the crowd's reaction added to the moment. 30 points. Wow. I loved it, but it's probably not the hardest dunk we've seen. Scoring has changed a lot in recent years. Jumping over people is not an auto 10 like it used to be. Sometimes the unexpected dunks shine the brightest. 10 years ago, side of the backboard dunks were common. Lipek's 360 pump, Kristap's windmill, even mine, Miller's east base didn't get unanimous 10s. You had to really earn that perfect score. Staples now has 52 total points and sits in second place. Chen continues using assistants. Now it's a Tetris stack, one guy on the other's shoulders.
Here comes Dane. Oh, over two people.
Two-hand dunk, no problem. The top guy had to work a bit to stay balanced. Here's the thing with Tetris. Chen makes it look very dry. Everything is starting to look the same. Sometimes you cannot even tell the obstacles have changed. Tetris can be a great show element. Gustavo Hakin got a better reaction with it last year, and Joel Henry still gets 10s sometimes. Presentation matters, and that's where the Chinese athletes comes up short. 1 10 and 2 9s. Interesting that Chris gave it 9 here after giving a 7 for the 5-person dunk earlier. 28 points and 82 total. He's definitely in the final. Staples can only tie, and Edwards will trail even with a perfect 30.
Oh, he is getting plenty of airtime.
Behind the back lob dunk on the first try. Flushed clean. Excellent motion, ideal technique, powerful finish. He's done this on NBA court and last year's FIBA 3x3 also. But last season he got 3 9s for it, so was it the right choice now? Let's see. Again, 3 9s. I noticed people in the stands weren't very happy with those scores. I would have liked to see at least 1 10. This dunk was clearly better than Chen's. And Edwards stands out as the only 1-foot jumper, which visually separates him from the rest. 27 points, 78 total. Final dunk of round 1 from Chris Staples. He needs at least 27 to make the final.
Yeah, Chen's in good position to get to the final. Staples going to the 360 tween one-handed poke.
360 East Bay on the first try. How many more years will Chris still be able to do this? Impressive. Clean execution, plenty of room to spare. 2 10s and a 9, 29 points. 81 points altogether. Staples joins Chen in the final. Two guys nearing 40 years old are about to go head to head, and Edwards fails to make it past the qualifying round in his second straight FIBA 3x3 contest. Staples opens the final round by inviting the mascot under the rim. Communication, as we can see, isn't easy and the seal moves very slowly. Chris is a bit nervous since the clock is ticking, but those are the rules. The timer starts after the participant is announced. John is the first to stand with the ball over his head.
Chris better hurry though.
Chris with 12 seconds. Oh!
The first Scorpion attempt is nowhere close. Only a few seconds remain for the second try.
He's got to start to run towards the jump now. Oh, wait.
The buzzer sounds, but he's still allowed to jump again.
Staples, they're going to let him go ahead and do the dunk. Oh, but it won't.
This time, nothing works at all, and the third try after the timer expires won't be granted. Chris is unhappy. He complains that mascot moved too slowly and the clock was still running. But that's how the rules work. Though, for example, in Chen's first attempt, the timer didn't start until he finished setting everyone up. He could have referenced that, but better to do it like Grabo, who knows the rules perfectly and quickly lines everyone up while the replay is playing, so he can immediately begin his run after the announcement. Chris had enough time to prepare before the final. Plus, he was even given a second attempt after time expired, something not always allowed in FIBA dunk contests. To have your dunk counted, you must begin your approach before the buzzer. Once judges disqualified a dunk by Miller, saying he started his run a split second after the timer ended. So unfortunately, the final starts on a low note. Chen takes advantage of the moment and leaves the mascot under the rim, adding another assistant with the ball overhead. Staples comments that Chen should also walk the mascot into place from the baseline, not just leave him standing there.
That's a good argument, actually.
The seal had to... Oh! The seal had...
Jay reached double up, the most inconsistent of Chen's double ups.
Well, let's see. Chen! Uh-oh.
Second miss. Will we have a 0-0 start to the final? Not quite. The Chinese athlete is fully focused on winning and clearly opts for a more stable dunk.
Snickers more so. Never mind. Chen! takes the safe route.
Two-handed dunk over two people. Honestly, in the finals, I would give this a low score. Maybe not the absolute minimum, but something close, like a 6. 2 sevens and an 8. Even 2 sevens would be generous, but definitely not an 8. That's too much. 22 points for the first attempt. And angry Staples now needs to hit something special.
Staples, last dunk, he ditched the seal. Doing it himself with the Christ Air.
A great Christ Air, the one that failed him in the first round. He nailed it just like in the good old days. He also managed to say something to the judges, which may have impacted the score. Only 110 and 2 9s. 28 points, which is actually a solid score. But Chris is frustrated that the timer wasn't started at all. Again, it comes down to knowing the rules. For the second final dunk, the timer only starts after the first miss. This is to allow the dunker time to set up their potentially best dunk of the day. Chen once again puts a person under the rim with the ball overhead.
Off the court, I can't even see him. Oh, there he is. Oh!
He lines up for a double up under both legs. That doesn't count as an official attempt.
He's watching. And shit! Oh, trying to go under.
A pretty confident jump, but the ball smashes into the backboard. After finding out that he still has 2 attempts left, he decides to try again.
Start doing the Carlton.
Off the back rim. As we can see, the timer is running properly. Now for his final attempt, Chen switches things up and brings 6 people under the rim.
I believe this is his 3rd attempt. They're just trying to make sure. And that is it.
Double up over 6. Chen manages to redeem himself after that lackluster first dunk and ends the contest on a strong note. A 7, an 8 and a 9. Interesting scoring. We could argue about the numbers, but ultimately 2 made dunks beat 1. Staples once again finds himself losing to a Chinese athlete who scores just enough with backup dunks. Last year in Wuxi the same thing happened. Chris missed his first final dunk and his opponent only needed the basic ones to take home the check. Chen is clearly stronger overall, but had the American landed that first scorpion, we might be seeing him now holding the winner's check. Congratulations to Denjin on winning the first FIBA 3x3 dunk contest of 2025 in Utsunomiya. Let's hope to see him next time with some new dunks.